Well.
And welcome to the Go Spurs Go Memes podcast number.
That's power right there.
That really was. You see how scared Buddy got when you raised your hand? Holy shit.
Hang on.
I'm glad there's no one sitting next
Let's
to
tell
you.
him what transpired.
So, right before we came on the air, Buddy basically bitch slapped Frank.
Backhand and
Just
all.
like
yeah.
backhanded Frank in the face. And we
Shall
did
we
our,
explain why, though?
I don't even know why
did you
slapped him. Why did you slap him?
Because he yelled at the mic.
It's not a duel.
Because you guys think that's hilarious, so I thought a backslap would have been hilarious. You see?
But I wish I would have had Periscope or Facebook Live going because
Full
Frank's
murder.
face went full rage. I mean, I don't blame Buddy for flinching right now.
I think
Just
Frank got a
freaking
red
out.
ring. I think he became a red lantern right
Jesus.
there.
I've got two hands over my balls.
Oh my God.
As normal, buddy.
True. It's a normal sitting posture.
Anyways, welcome to the Go Spurs Go Memes podcast number 39, live but recorded from the Go Spurs Go Memes Network studio. I am your host, Ray. In studio with me today, Frank, Buddy, and Clay. Gentlemen, happy anniversary today, May 26th. 2016 is our 2-year anniversary. On this date in 2014, I launched Go Spurs Go Memes. 18,000 likes, Twitter account, Instagram, this amazing podcast that's heard around the world, and it's still going strong, to my surprise.
I think it's all of our
What's next? A public access television show?
Well, I'll get there soon enough, Clay, because I already looked into it.
This sounds oddly familiar.
And the best thing about a public...
Ray's World, party time.
I was thinking about that reverend. That was really crazy.
The best thing about it is that public access is actually free. It's on a first-come, first-served basis. So we could actually...
And no one's coming.
And no one's coming. So I actually think that we could do public access if we wanted to. And the cool thing about it is that we can shoot it, edit it, we submit it, they put it on the air for us. So
Hello, 3 a.m.
tuned.
slot. We're coming.
I'm all for it.
Stay tuned, Go Spurs Go Memes Nation, because we're coming to public access very, very soon.
You can only watch us if you have an antenna.
Frank's just holding his eyes right now. Come on, Frank, it'll be fun.
Oh, I've heard that before.
It'd be as fun as that slap was earlier.
Anyway, so yes, a big milestone for us. It's our anniversary. Like I said, I still can't believe that this took off the way that it did. My whole mission in doing this was, one, is to make people laugh. 2 is to be able to give them correct information if there was a place that they could go to find out what's going on in the NBA or with the Spurs. That's what Go Spurs Go Memes was about. But overall, the whole point was to unify that Spurs spirit that we all have, just bring out Spurs Nation. And I think that we've kind of done that over these last 2 years with everything that we've done. So really, really awesome.
Man, the world was so different 2 years ago. Politics was calmed down,
Not really.
But go ahead. The Spurs were celebrating their 5th championship, and
Yes.
Emilio was still alive. So
Oh, see, we had to go there.
Clay, so was my mother.
Damn. So last week, Clay and I were able to meet up with Richard Oliver from Fox Sports Southwest. And Richard is a good friend of Clay and I's. Clay's known him a bit longer than I have, but he's such a great guy. He will actually be coming on the Go Spurs Go Memes podcast. I owe him dinner thanks to Clay. Clay told him that if he came on that I would buy him dinner. So
he's getting that Whataburger patty melt.
Do you need money, Ray?
please, Frank.
Okay.
Is it come out of the memes budget?
You need to produce that. We're kind of low on petty cash. Anyways, so what a lot of people, well, really nobody knows except for the guys here. Back in August, Richard Oliver reached out to me, kind of said, hey, heard about Go Spurs Go Memes, like to know more. I would like to do a little segment on Go Spurs Go Memes for Fox Sports Southwest. Want to put you on during halftime of Spurs game. So I said, sure. I jumped at the opportunity, went and hung out with him one afternoon. No. They work. Hung out with him one afternoon, and we did a whole segment on Go Spurs Go Memes. They even put me in front of a green screen, and they said they would be pulling memes from the website to kind of put behind me of all the stuff that I had kind of created. They asked me all sorts of silly questions like what are the most popular memes, how do people react to most of the memes, things like that. So really, really cool thing. When we finish, they said, we'll give you a call or shoot you an email and let you know exactly when it's going to air so that you can let everybody know that Go Spurs Go Memes is going to be on the Spurs game. So I kind of waited for a little bit and didn't hear anything. And by the time I knew it, it was already December. And so I had already kind of told myself, this is probably not going to make it on air with Fox Sports. I thought it was a cool little idea, but I was like, really, memes? I just didn't think it was going to happen. So anyways, Clay and I got to hang out with Richard this past week, and so I kind of found out what happened.
That was funny, too.
It was really funny. So... Richard started telling Clay, like, hey, Ray and I hung out. We did this whole little segment. It was going to be on Fox Sports Southwest. He goes, that was until the Spurs saw the Facebook page.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the Spurs find him really, really snarky. So they kind of said no.
And by kind of said no, they went, hell no.
So the Spurs actually put the kibosh on my segment because they felt that Go Spurs Go memes wasn't vanilla enough to be on there. And, Richard even explained, he's like, you got it. They're very, very specific about what they want, which I completely understand. But, man, I have never been more proud of Go Spurs Go memes.
We were too street for Fox Sports Southwest.
Too street.
Because my whole philosophy with Go Spurs Go memes is that I like to make memes that people really relate to, that these are the thoughts people have, whether they say it out loud or not, whether they're pissed off because Ginobili made us lose a game, that they're pissed off because Duncan's playing like crap, or that Popovich made a wrong call, or whatever the case may be. I love to make memes that make people laugh, especially after we lose, because people take it really hard here in San Antonio.
What?
And so
No.
I kind of feel that I can make fun of that and make fun of people's reactions to the loss. And I think that's why Go Spurs Go memes get so popular, is because I really do, these memes do relate to how people are feeling. People get super excited when they know they're going to get free coffee. They get excited when they know they're going to go downtown and cruise East Commerce and there's hood rats everywhere.
They prefer ratas.
Ratas. So that really made me proud to know that the Spurs put the kibosh on that and that they didn't like Go Spurs Go memes.
I'm kind of curious, what kind of memes did they want? Like, Ginobili scores. People are happy.
And then just people say hands raising.
Better luck next time.
Oh, well,
don't
there's
know.
always next year.
Yeah, that I have no idea what they would consider vanilla, but obviously Go Spurs Go memes isn't vanilla, which I'm absolutely even more proud of. I put a big smile on my face when he said the reason why they put the kibosh on it.
Well, that makes me happy.
Yeah, it does make me very, very happy. Anyways,
That's going to go on our public access show. Can they give us that?
What?
Give us the segment. We'll just air it ourselves.
I wish we could. I might actually look in and ask if I can get it, because
Why not?
according to Richard, the whole thing was done, shot, good to go. And once the Spurs saw some of the memes I had done, I want to know what memes they saw that made them say.
I can name several.
Oh, hell no. Yeah.
You think it was the one with our friend Mike in his giant pajamas? Maybe that one. The one
No, I don't
turned
think
him
it was
off?
that. No. This was that meme with Mike in the pajamas was recent, Clay.
Oh,
This was way back whenever they were. And I actually think Richard
Now they're
said
funnier now than they were then.
Well, I think they've always been funny.
Well,
Yeah, so supposedly, I guess I was the first segment they shot for this season. So I'm assuming this would have been like in October, like right away when the season started. We should have been like the first one. Well, I would have been the first one. It was just me, but we had already started doing the podcast and started doing everything.
that's where it went wrong right there.
What?
It's just you.
No,
You need to get Frank
They
in
wanted
there.
me.
Frank is electrifying.
He really is. He's so loud. We have to tell him, Frank, don't talk so much.
They did
Still, I'm
a
talking on the phone.
Jack could have just come in after football.
Oh, that would have been.
I wish that I were here because there's no football.
Sorry, guys. Jack's off tonight.
Yeah.
Well,
And
he's
every
actually
night.
on his finals.
So they did a segment of toilet seats. So you're telling me that was worse than our segment was worse than that?
I guess so.
We are shit.
Wow.
I'm assuming
Literally.
what it is that I bet you the piece that they put together was really good. It probably didn't have what I would assume the Spurs consider to be bad memes. But what I think is that they didn't want to draw attention to the page. Well, you know what?
That's my point right there. It's just that's your fan
advertisement right
base.
there.
That's one for
Yeah.
every seat in the AT&T Center. Suck it.
Yeah, it's very true. Anyways, I thought that was awesome. I wanted to share that with you because, again, I totally appreciate.
Are you kidding?
Keep going. Go ahead.
So, anyways, yeah, I just wanted to share that because I totally appreciate all the support that we've gotten these past 2 years. Lots more things coming, more projects and things that we want to do to entertain you guys. So we're pretty excited about all that good
Go
stuff.
Spurs, Go Memes, the movie, 2020.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Well, they made a battleship. Why not?
Rihanna will play Frank in Go Spurs, Go Memes, the movie.
Johnny Depp will play Ray.
She is a handsome woman.
And we'll get Will Smith for Jack.
And Monique will play Clay.
Yeah. It's better than Precious. That's where I thought he was going.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Anyways, all right, guys. I think it's time for the news.
Oh, yeah.
Really, buddy? Jesus.
Well, you know.
You have one job.
Dust off the typewriter.
There you go. Hey. There's a type. Oh, wait. Now I'm not ready. Hold on. So the first thing in the news is the reports that started coming out this evening that the Houston Rockets are working on a 4-year deal to sign Mike D'Antoni
The teeth.
as their new head coach. Wow, and I thought they gave up on defense. Yeah, I don't get the D'Antoni thing. Contract's going to be like $16 million over 4 years, and I think the fourth year is a team option. I'm just like,
I'm
what
guessing
the
they won't
hell,
be. I'm
Houston?
guessing they won't be using that option.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Miami assistant David Fizdale has reached an agreement on a 4-year deal to become the head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies. So that's pretty awesome. But I do have to say I'm very surprised that James Borrego, assistant coach for the Spurs, interviewed for the Houston job and the Memphis job. And for a while there, they were saying he was a leading candidate for both jobs. He didn't end up getting either one.
Does he have a lot of experience, though, like as far as an assistant in the NBA? I thought
Yeah.
Does it really matter, though? I mean,
Well,
Fizdale's been around for a while. He's been
Yeah.
around for
if
a
Jason
while.
he
Kidd
has.
has a job,
Thank
come on,
you.
give me a break.
Well, yeah.
But the thing, too, is I think if Borrego would have gotten the job, he would have been the first Hispanic
Yeah.
head coach in the NBA, which I think would have been awesome. But
We
whatever.
needed that this week. We needed that.
We're losing Hispanics all over
We're
the
losing
place.
Hispanics everywhere. Bulls center Joakim Noah is telling his teammates that he is done with the Bulls organization once free agency begins. So I think he's done in Chicago. I just don't know where he's going to go.
Well, that's a given. I mean, but
Yeah.
here's the thing: is that when you sit there and say I want out, your value goes down.
Oh, sure.
So of course, what do we explain here? Is this? Is there a chance he can go to the Spurs and do the Spurs actually
most
want
people
him?
are saying that he's like one of the targets for the Spurs this season. He's young, his defense is really good, but
He's
he doesn't
injury
really.
prone.
He's injury prone. He's not like an offensive powerhouse.
He's an awful offensive player.
Yeah, he is. But, I mean, the kid does give hustle. I think under a good coach like Greg Popovich, I think he would do really well. But, I mean, I got to see how much, though. Like, that's my whole thing is how much do you want?
Yeah, I mean, because consider the fact that you can get Pau Gasol too. I mean, and you can get Pau Gasol
I'd rather
probably
have
for
Gasol.
less. I mean, I'd rather have Gasol. To be honest with
Yeah,
you.
I'd much rather have Gasol.
Injuries and all. What I'd have to say is with him, I mean, you mentioned can he be coached under Popovich? Isn't he too much of a veteran at this point to change?
No, because I think, isn't he just, no, wait. Is he just coming off his rookie deal? Isn't this like his,
No,
it's
I
his
thought
first,
he's been playing for about 4 years.
No.
Out of Florida?
I don't think he's
Yeah.
a rookie deal.
no, it's not his rookie deal. Like he got an extension off of that one.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we could find that out. But I mean,
I just
my
don't
point
remember.
here is, I would consider him a team killer. Unfortunately, he's not that good when it comes down to that. I mean, you have your Harding and stuff. Wherever he
think you're
goes,
being
they're just
too
not
hard
up
on
there.
him, Frank.
How much do you guys
Really?
think he made last year?
Yeah.
18
$10
million.
million.
13.
That's close.
That's a lot.
We're in the ballpark.
You were close too, Clay.
Yeah, but he's valued down. I mean, because when someone wants out, yeah, I mean, the ball's in the
Yeah,
team's court.
I think
at
if
that
you
point.
get him for $10 million, that's a good deal. $10 million or less.
I don't
We have
think
Danny
he's-
Green for $10 million.
Yeah, and look at that trash. Anyways,
Okay.
Markeith Morris was detained in a Philadelphia airport. after
Everyone's detained in the
suspected- so is Will Smith. After suspected marijuana was found in his bag.
He was getting jiggy with it.
He's kind of like Charlie Brown of the NBA, isn't he?
He keeps moving.
Bad stuff just keeps happening to him.
Bad stuff. It just so happens that sounded up there.
Somebody put it
I
in my
didn't think
bag.
you'd find it. I double wrapped it.
Hey, speaking of a movie that shouldn't be made,
What? What movie didn't make?
Can we talk Can we talk basketball right now? We'll get to that
What? What
eventually.
are you talking about?
no,
don't.
Screen distraction. It's my fault.
Oh, my bad. Let's see what else. Oh, the Spurs announced, the San Antonio Stars announced that on June 25th they will be retiring Becky Hammond's number 25 jersey at the AT&T Center.
We've got
Go
to clear up,
Becky.
we've got to clear up some rafter space up there.
No,
it's starting to look like there's a leaky roof. There's so many things
No,
hanging from
you
the
know-
rafters. The rodeo, there's like
12 rodeos
Nobody
a year.
cares about the rodeo. You can
There's
put that stuff down.
plenty of people care. 2 million
Nobody
people
cares
and
about
2
the
million people
rodeo.
in 2 weeks care about the rodeo. Dang it!
Clay got very violent. About
Yeah,
that.
he got really upset there. I think he's about to slap me.
I got my Spurs on.
So this name was thrown around with workouts for the Spurs with the upcoming NBA draft. Melo Trimble has announced that he's actually going to return to Maryland for his senior season.
Good.
I'd like to see more of that because at this point with the one and dones, you have people that are way too high in the draft, and it's almost like quarterbacks in the NFL to where it's like you gotta develop them. Whereas if they've spent 4 years in college, you pretty much have an idea of what you're going to get in terms of attitude, athleticism, and just how well they mesh with a team. And you can't get that after 1 year in college. And I think that's changed everything with the NBA. Who knows? I mean, but there's not going to be any rules or anything put in place for that because the NCAA makes too much money for that.
Yep.
But I would like to see that as a trend. And who knows? Maybe if this works out for more players, more scouts will be willing to look at later players.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that the guy from Duke, one of the guys from Duke, so rescinded going back to.
There's 57 players that have rescinded from going into the NBA draft. So something's
Well, that's
up.
good to hear. They look at the player pool and go, I'm not going early.
It's probably what it is. They want more money, so get more experience and maybe you'll move up in the draft. I do want to talk about Bismack
Biyombo.
So his performance in Toronto during these NBA playoffs actually has NBA execs, because he will be an unrestricted free agent this summer. He has execs talking that he's worth $17 million a year. That's not even a max contract for him. But that's what people are saying. He's probably going to get this offseason.
Toronto's the shining star of the North. All I got to say.
Well, okay, let's see. So let's look at his averages for the year, right?
All right.
Right now, for the regular season, he only averaged 5.5 points and 8 rebounds, which is not spectacular.
It's not.
1.6 blocks a game, not too bad. Now, in the postseason, this is where he's been money, but of course, you're looking at this and you're saying, well, that's still not all that great. 6.3 points and 9.4 rebounds and 1.4 blocks. So is that worth $17 million?
I don't think it's worth $17 million.
No.
I think people are nuts.
I think they're just looking at this series.
Oh, that's exactly what they're looking at.
And they're looking actually at 2 games in reality.
Really? Yep.
And you're going to base that off $17 million.
And he's probably going to get it. So we'll bring that back during free agency when he gets his $17 million, even if it's not with the Raptors. So the all-defensive team was named, and Kawhi Leonard was a unanimous selection to the first all-NBA defensive team. No surprise there. I think it's his 3rd year in a row, if I'm not mistaken.
Second. Is it?
Second or third?
I don't know. I thought it was second. Because the only other Spur to get it in consecutive years, 2 back-to-back, is Duncan. Back in 07, 08, I believe. Check me on that.
Yeah, I'm not bothered right now.
They've got Draymond Green rounding it out.
Oh, the nut kicker.
DeAndre Jordan, Avery Bradley, which is a good pick, and Chris Paul.
Yeah, so former number 1 draft pick Anthony Bennett was expected to be part of the group of veteran free agents working out for the Nets during minicamp this past week. Poor Bennett. He just never became anything, did he?
Because he's a cow.
No, I don't get that analogy. I don't.
Okay, so when you're fat and you don't move very well, you're a cow.
I thought you meant he produced.
What about Big Baby? He did all right.
Oh, where's that
Where
guy?
is he now? He's hurt because his back, because he's too fat.
Oh, wait a minute. He's fat, too. That's right. You know,
Boris DL?
Yeah,
He's about to lose his
go
job.
he's about to go on Skid Row.
So you're saying the only thing protecting Matt Bonner is he doesn't have a gut?
pretty much.
No, okay, good.
And
Yeah,
he's
he's
white.
probably gone too.
And he's white. No, sorry. What?
He's red.
Here we go.
He's kind of an endangered species. He's a redhead. Yeah, that's pretty much it for news. I don't want to go over anything else. There's nothing really amazing. Yeah,
Well, what about the deals that they didn't make past the certain part of the playoffs? They got their bonuses cut out of their contract.
That's a good one.
Yes.
So,
Anthony Davis
lost $24 million because he didn't make the playoffs.
There are a couple other and
Man,
Damon Lillard.
Can you imagine
got his.
if he would have had that $24 million? He probably could have fixed that gap.
You mean make
Made
a gap?
one. Yes, please. Thank you.
Fix the gap. Maybe fix his eyebrows.
I thought that's
Fix
what we were
those
talking
teeth. because that fool got teeth that made for eating fajitas. Like, I mean,
He should work. He should work with Dan Tony.
I need to get your dude.
Anyways, that's the news. We got a good show for you guys today. We're going to talk NBA playoffs. We're going to review Captain America Civil War today. And, of course, we got our crazy stories of the week. You are listening to the Go Spurs Go Memes podcast. Happy anniversary. We'll be back in a bit. And we're back, and it's time to talk NBA playoffs. We are down to the Final Four of the NBA. Oklahoma City Thunder, Golden State Warriors, Cleveland Cavaliers.
And Toronto.
And Clay's favorite,
We the
the
North.
Toronto Drakes.
It's the Winterfell of the NBA.
I like Drake.
All right, guys. So what do you think? I just have to say one quick thing. I actually think that Oklahoma City looks unbeatable right now. I think they're clicking at the right time. Their chemistry is amazing. I could totally see them winning the NBA championship. I don't know if Golden State's going to stop them. I don't see Cleveland or Toronto stopping them. They're just, everything's kind of coming together for OKC right now. I'm really blown away by their play.
In the playoffs, you see a champion arise, and there's always that one team that just looks like they're going to make the finals. And who is it this year? It is definitely the Thunder.
Yeah.
I got to admit, back when they were playing the Spurs, I said, okay, the Spurs are obviously the better team, and they still lost. And you know what? I have to say I was wrong. I mean, the Thunder look like they are on fire. They really, really want this game, and more importantly, they may just win it all.
Can you believe? I mean, it seems like the Thunder hit their stride. They hit their stride against the Spurs, and now they do seem like they could win the NBA title. And, I'm watching them against Golden State, and Golden State, all the tricks the Golden State pulled are not working against the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's
As
amazing.
they hit a 3 right in my face.
Yeah, but buddy, you and I, and we're all watching the game right now. We're watching Game 6 as we recorded this. The best Warrior ball game of the series, and they are still up only by how much right now?
4 right now. They
4
and
points.
that's with Curry hitting a 3 right now.
So that is their full power. Where they usually trample people by 20, they are not be able to do that to the Thunder.
So I'll bring up something that's really interesting here, right? So the thing is that's really crazy is that the game that the Warriors play is a really problematic issue for them right now. So they have this thing called this lineup of death, right? Lineup of death is a small ball lineup, right? Where they use Draymond Green as the 3, and then they have nothing but small guards like using it. Now that's the lineup that through the whole season and the last 2 seasons has been just absolutely murdering everybody around there, right? But in this series in particular, the Thunder are plus 26. I'm sorry, plus 56 points when they have that small ball lineup in there. So what happens when you take your best, like, actual strategic advantage in a game, and now it's been totally turned around on you? And that's the thing. But it also has a lot to do with peaking, too. You have Durant, Westbrook. You can also say people like Waiters, Adams, and Ibaka are peaking all at the right time when you have the Warriors who have some of their guys who are not on a good upturn. Curry's not playing the best he can. You can call it injury or whatever way.
No, I'm not giving him that. People are giving him that, buddy. They're giving him that right now.
I think some are, some
aren't.
aren't. But
No.
look, injury has something to do with it. But you're the MVP. You got to play through it. Jordan played through stuff. That's the way it works. You know what I mean? You've got Thompson, who's not playing all that great. Okay, he's not shooting very well. He's not shooting consistently. Green, who has been abysmal. His last game, he was minus 73 in player efficiency rating in the game.
That's not true. He's on 100% for nut shots. That's not true.
Oh, that's right. He is actually very good at that part. So you're talking about like all the things that the Warriors do well. They're just not doing well in this series at all.
You're right.
So now you just have to basically take it from the grasp of like what's going on here, and you have to take it. And they're going to win 3 straight against these guys. I don't see it happening.
Frank, what do you think about the Thunder Warrior series?
Well, exactly. I mean, the whole thing is what I see is just Golden State looks worn out. They look tired. They remind me of the Spurs Game 5 and Game 6. And I don't know what it is. I think you're really seeing the athleticism of Oklahoma City. And right now, as we're watching the game, it looks like Golden State is playing their best. Well, at the time of recording, we're watching game. What is it? Game 6.
Four.
Third quarter.
Game 4, and then
Five,
as
you're right.
good as Golden State is playing, they're only up by 2.
You know what I see in Oklahoma? Hunger.
Yep.
Drive. The fire.
And
is
what's
there.
funny is that these are the things that we were talking about that the Spurs were missing.
They didn't have the
things that-
fire.
They don't have the fire. They didn't have the commitment. They don't look like they want it. It's body language has a lot to do with what you do. In games like this, it matters because you can see the fire. You can see that they want it. You don't see that out of the
feel
Warriors.
the heat.
You can see in Curry's and Thompson's face. You can see defeat in their face, which is weird. I mean, you say, God, they're the most winningest regular season team ever.
Now, this goes back to the debate we had earlier. Regular season doesn't matter, does matter. We had this debate earlier.
My point here is that the whole regular season pays your admission to get into the second season. Once you get there, you still have to beat all other teams, no matter who you're playing, in order to get the championship. I mean, it's obvious, but that's the way I see it. Now, technically, if the season did matter, Oklahoma City should not be where they are right now, is the way I see it.
The way I see it is it's a raffle. The more games you win, the more tickets you have in the big dance in the playoffs. And Oklahoma got enough tickets to be third seed, so they had a pretty good matchup in the first round.
And I would have to say that it's the top maybe 1 through 5. You know, you can say generally that's going to be your champion somewhere there, or at least going to the finals. Now, you know, yeah, you can have a miracle 8th seed. It's bound to happen at some point. Maybe not in our lifetime, but my whole point is almost all bets are off. What you expect to happen during the playoffs probably never even happened during the regular season. Oklahoma City, if you were to judge them by the regular season, they would lose in the fourth quarter. They'd get a huge lead in the third quarter and just blow it, and they just didn't have it. Now look at them. They are playing Golden State the way everybody was saying you should play Golden State, and yet Golden State still had 73 wins. Now look at them now. They're a big team. They're athletic, and they are moving like a small team. And if you look at how they're defending them, they are sticking to them like glue on the perimeter, and someone is always jamming up that hole. So they're really frustrating them. Right now, I don't care if Curry is hurt. He still has that miracle shot. He still has that touch. It doesn't seem like he's tired in terms of his shot doesn't go short. It's just off. And every time you see that it's off, there's always big hands right in front of him, whether it being Durant, Westbrook, and it's just amazing to see how it is.
And that's the problem with the three-point shot.
Yes,
you live and you die by it.
You stole the words from my mouth.
I'm sorry. You want them back? Or
Take it back. Thank you. That's what I think, that you're taking a big part of your game and you're depending on that to be a big focal point of your game. But remember that it has the lowest probability of success out of any. Even if he's really good at it, like he shoots somewhere in the 44 to 45% range. And Frank is a math genius here, okay? So Frank will tell me that even though he's very good by percentage-wise overall, like over the whole league, right? Even 44 or 45% is still not a very good percentage when you can shoot field goals, and some of the better players shoot anywhere like 55 to 60%, right? So you're taking a shot that's going to have a lower probability of going. You're going to have some where you're going to have a lot of good games, and then you're going to have some where you're going to be off.
It's a bad time for the Warriors to be in a slump.
It's the bad time. But it was bound to happen, though.
They're in the slump right now.
Yeah, it's rather, and you can't say it's luck. It's just a matter of time before someone found something that works. And you could call it matchups. I mean, that's a big difference between the playoffs and the regular season, is that one team could easily beat a finals contender. However, they couldn't beat anyone else. I mean, it's just the matchups. And right now, you could see the size really affecting these guys.
I'll tell you one
you can
thing
see how small.
One thing that they did that was an amazing job. They actually changed what they did to match the small ball lineup for the Warriors is that they actually went small themselves. But their small ball lineup consists of the two big men of Durant and Ibaka. Durant is a fake 7-footer, and Ibaka is 6'10". So you're asking yourself, they're moving like somebody like Curry and Thompson. So what the heck do you do?
Well, here's the other thing, too, is like you're talking about players that are playing more like point guards, and they don't have a post-up game, which is amazing given Durant's size. You said he's starting to develop it, but that's not his game.
No.
It really is about getting the cut, moving laterally, and making your shots. And when he's on fire, you can't really defend that.
So
in a game like they're playing.
I mean, this series will be wrapped up by the time our next podcast recording is. So,
yes.
Frank, who do you got?
What do you mean?
Thunder Warriors. Who's taking this one? Who's going to the finals?
Who's going to the finals? You have to go with Oklahoma, because right now Oklahoma's playing at home. They've got the crowd on their side. And OKC currently right now with 5 minutes left in the third is up by 1 point.
Their first lead of the night.
They are not hitting their threes for the third game in a row. They can't get in the lane. It's just they're it looks like OKC is just in really good shape right now. So I got to go with them. I mean, will they lose 3 games in a row? Doesn't look
Stranger
like
things
it.
have happened, but probably not. Buddy, what do you think? Same?
Oh, if they don't go down tonight, they're going to go down in 6. I mean, they're done. I mean, it's almost impossible to lose a series of 7. Granted, if anybody can do it, and it's like I was telling
That's
Frank,
my point.
they're an anomaly. The Warriors have always been an anomaly. They can do it. But a lot of things have to change and go in their favor in order for them to win. So I still say the Thunder in 6.
Before we started, I thought Golden State was going to take this.
Oh, everyone
in 5
did.
games. I have now flipped. Oklahoma City is going to finish this tonight in Game 5.
See, and you're always wrong.
I am wrong. I'm sorry, Oklahoma.
My point, I thought it would be 5 or 6 games, but after the first game, yeah, I mean, it wasn't a blowout. I think they won by 9 or something like that. I can't
by
remember,
9.
But and that told me this is going to be a whole new series.
It's different Thunder.
Yeah, absolutely different than what they played in the regular season. And the look is different. They're faster, and it looks like they really want this. And Golden State just looks like they just got punch drunk, and there is nowhere they're going right now. And the defense for Oklahoma City is just, I mean, it's keeping everybody down.
That brings us to the other conference finals.
The other.
Cleveland versus Toronto. I think I've been very vocal about Toronto. I just want them to beat Cleveland. We are 3-2 currently. Cleveland.
You're a homer.
It's a home game series. You're absolutely right. And Toronto failed to win the game.
Yesterday?
Game 5. Yes, yesterday.
Failed to win? You mean they failed to even show up in the damn place? They were down 40 at one point in the game.
They pulled the old Canada and just disappeared. But I'm still pulling for Toronto.
You're pulling for Toronto, or you think they're going to win?
I think they're going to win. I'm going on a limb.
I want you to define to me why you think Toronto's going to win this.
I don't know. Just have a gut feeling. Everything that's been thrown their way, they have overcome. They have tied. They were tied, and they lost last night badly. Doesn't mean they can't come back. They're not it's not without their reach. They can grab it.
All their wins have come out of their home court.
Right.
If they keep winning their home games, they lose.
I'm hoping for a Game 7, and I'm hoping for a miracle. Drake, you better talk to your boys, Drake.
They haven't even been close in Cleveland. Not anywhere close. And the problem is that their guards don't perform well on the road. That's actually a problem for the whole season. Their guards have not performed well on the road at all.
You know, in our messenger, there's been about 3 times where Buddy says, Toronto's done. And then they end up winning that game. So I feel like they can squeak. You told me who got hurt.
That might have been.
Who was it? Who got hurt? And you told me they were.
Someone thought Laurie was going to.
Valanciunas. Oh, Valanciunas got hurt.
Yes. Right. And Buddy said, and I quote, it's done for them. But they came back and they won.
Well, because their Whiteside went out the next game.
That's racist, Buddy.
So
the white underbelly of the team.
Now, I don't want to downplay LeBron and the boys. They are very talented. They were paid to be very talented.
Yeah,
they're a well put together machine. I'm always for the underdog. I want to see the Raptors pull out of Jurassic World and get to the finals.
The Cavs have a chance.
Isn't their first time? It would be their first time in the finals. Is that right?
The Cavs?
Toronto?
Toronto?
Absolutely.
Toronto, yeah.
Yes.
This is their first time in the conference finals.
Exactly.
So,
That's why I won it. That's why
They
I
couldn't
won
do it with Vince Carter.
Well, they didn't have a team with Vince Carter though either.
No,
but the thing is that I
it
think
still
also
stands.
I think a lot of problem too is the fact of I think one of
Did
the
you slap him again?
I did. I think one of the problems too with the Cavs in particular is that they don't have anybody that matches up well with somebody like Kevin Love, for instance, right? They have no one that I'm sort of surprised that they don't expose him more. Like the Cavs don't use him more as like a weapon. They used him a lot in this last game, in Game 5, and that's where everything ran off the rails. But they weren't using him in Toronto at all. He scored 3 points in the 4th game, which is crazy. You think of Kevin Love, and you think that guy gets paid insane money. And for him to score 3 points and he only shot 4 times or something like that in the game, I mean, how do you not get him involved?
Yeah.
Like he's an X factor for them that they have no answer for. He's athletic, he can rebound, and he can shoot. So it's like, why aren't you just running the offense to him? But it's just they get into this thing where Irving and James want to just dominate the ball, and sometimes Irving's not having a great game, and so that's what happens.
Frank?
Sounds good to me.
All right, so you know where I stand. I'm going for Toronto in 7.
I say Cleveland's going to close it out.
How many games?
6.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the last game of. The last game is next game, and that's it. 6, they're done. I can't see this going to Game 7.
So we're looking at a Thunder's Cavs finals matchup. That is an amazing.
I think Thunder can best the Cavs.
Oh, yeah.
If they continue this.
Yes, they have to stay like this.
I think they match up really well. They have the athleticism. I mean, I would say it would go to 7 games.
Who stops Adams from the Cavs? Who stops Adams? Down low.
You don't really need to stop Adams. It's not so much of the fact that you have to
Or
stop him
Cantor's
offensively.
rebounding. I mean, come on.
You just have to keep them off the boards and off the offensive boards, and they don't really have anybody outside of Tristan Thompson that can do it. I mean, Mozgov they're not even using him anymore. You have Love, but Love is undersized for Adams and for Ibaka, so he's going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem with the
Love
Cavs.
matches up well, I think, size-wise with Cantor, but I think Cantor out-hustles Love, to be honest with you.
Yes, I think so too, and I think that I don't think they have no answer for Durant. Absolutely
Not
no
even
answer.
LeBron?
No, LeBron's too small to play. Ironically enough, LeBron's too small to play Durant.
not
And he
ironic.
more than likely he will be stuck on Westbrook because
Well,
they're not going to.
Irving would have to cover Westbrook.
I don't think, but Irving's an awful defensive
But
player.
who else do they got?
Then you put James on. That's what I'm saying. I mean, in other words, you're going to be caught in weird matchup situations with them. They have no answer for Durant at all. I don't think, and so I think historically he performs very well against the Cavs.
Who guards Durant if you're a Cavs player?
It's going to be LeBron.
It's going to be LeBron.
Who guards
it has to.
Westbrook?
Well, they'll probably start off with Irving, and then they might switch it to J.R. Smith or put Shumpert in, see if they can try to slow him down a little bit. But I mean, there are problems for them. But if their shooting's bad, for instance, if their shooting is bad, if the Thunder are not shooting over 40%, for instance, they're going to be in trouble. I mean, they can't have Westbrook playing erratically. They can't have Durant missing 7 straight shots in a fourth quarter like what he did in Game 2 for them. They can't have that. They're going to need them to be performing at peak condition in order to win the series.
Well, when the Raptors and the Thunder tip off in the
Raptors and the Warriors.
anyway, that wraps this segment up. Go watch the playoffs on TNT or wherever you can watch it. We'll be back right after this.
What's happening, San Antonio? This is Spurs Jesus, and you're listening to Go Spurs Go Memes.
All right. That famous Siskel and Ebert music means it's time for us to review another movie. And this week, we will be reviewing the movie that tons of nerds have been waiting for. It is, in fact, Captain America Civil War.
Now, I thought you said Captain America. This is from Glory, isn't it?
No. Anyways, all right, guys. So, Buddy, Clay, and myself are going to review Civil War. Buddy, I'll let you start this off.
Okay.
So, what did you think, my friend?
I thought the movie was pretty epic, but of course, you guys think that I'm an apologist for Marvel movies, so I'm gonna.
I thought you're pretty much paid by Disney at this point.
I know at this point I'm paid by Disney, but I really liked the whole direction of the story. I really gave a shit about the characters. I didn't give a shit about Black Widow again. Sorry. I know you hate her, but I really liked the characters. I loved what they did with Spider-Man. I loved what they did with Black Panther. Black Panther was right on. And I like the way that they actually went direction-wise with Winter Soldier as well.
Okay, Clay.
I have different feelings than Buddy. For one, I do agree with you. I do like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's inclusion in this movie was a nice injection. I feel like the movie needed Spider-Man to be in this movie. I also agree with you. Black Panther, awesome character, great actor to play him. I, however, do not feel like this movie should have been called Captain America Civil War. Should have been called Iron Man crying about the government civil war the whole time. The other problem with this movie was it was not focused on Captain America and the Winter Soldier as much as it was focused on the grand scheme of things. So it really didn't feel like a Captain America film to me whatsoever. Buddy, what is wrong with you?
Just watch yourself.
The other problem I had with this movie was the villain. The villain absolutely sucked. Absolutely sucked.
But to me, that was the point.
No, it sucked.
No,
Come
you
on,
guys missed the point on that one.
At the
No,
end,
no.
at the end of the movie, he's just flat out saying, "I did it to get to get them all to fight each other. And I'm Russian.
But it made sense.
Whatever.
It made complete
It didn't make no sense. And
How
then you're
did it
telling me,
not make
wait a
any
second,
sense?
you're telling me that 9 or 10 superheroes can't figure out that one guy that lives in
didn't
his
even know
mom's
who he was.
basement was pulling their strings.
They didn't even know
a
who he
guy
was.
that ordered bacon and coffee every morning defeated all of the freaking Avengers.
How did he even get
didn't
in there
do
to
anything.
interrogate?
Exactly,
This is
buddy.
my point.
He didn't do anything.
God.
But that
he
was the point.
He
All he
was
did is
a
he was just some
crap villain.
He was
Again,
there to put things in motion. That was
No,
it.
No,
Okay.
you don't even need him. You didn't need him whatsoever. And if you did use a villain, then it would have had more of a focal point. But right now, this movie was all over the place.
Crossbones was in the movie for 2 freaking minutes
that was
and
pretty
was more of a villain than Baron Zemo was. And he wasn't even Baron Zemo. They made him Captain Zemo. He freaking led the Nautilus against the fucking damn squid
The
in
Kraken.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Damn straight. Anyways, I'm with Clay on that. One of my biggest gripes with Marvel films is that they have shit villains. Like, that is my biggest thing is your heroes are only as good as your villains. And Marvel has amazing villains. They really do. But in the cinema and in the Marvel MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there have been no great villains in it, except for Loki. But Loki really is kind of more of a
Angsty kind of.
angsty anti-hero type villain. I don't know what it is, but Loki actually works, but none of the other villains have worked in the Marvel movies. And that's my biggest gripe with this film. Civil War is not a Captain America movie. It is a straight up Avengers movie. That's what it should have been called. It should have been called Avengers Civil War because that really is what it is. I kind of feel this movie is way more about Iron Man, just like every other Avengers movie. It focuses more on Iron Man than it does on any of the other characters. And you get that sense when you watch this film. There's way more lines. I kind of feel like there's way more lines, more focus on Iron Man than there is really on Captain America itself. But again, remember, I've said this before. Captain America Civil War is Marvel's panic film. The reason why it is Civil War is because they got scared because Warner Brothers DC announced that they were doing Batman versus Superman. So that Civil War was not their plan. It was their contingency plan because they got afraid that Batman versus Superman was opening up on the same day.
I agree. And in Batman versus Superman, it took a villain to turn only 2 heroes against each other, not a captain
you know what,
to
Clay?
turn 10.
We're not even going to bring up Batman
Yeah,
versus Superman.
let's not even-
Let's
we're not
not
gonna
even
even
go
start
down that
there.
road because there's no need to do that because Buddy feels that this is a great film without comparing it to Batman versus Superman. I think this is a horrible film without having to compare it to Batman versus Superman.
Can I say one more thing, though?
Sure.
Spoiler alert if you're listening to this, you haven't seen the movie. Please, Marvel, kill Captain America. Kill Cap. It would have made that movie so much better had Cap taken it for the
You have
team.
to understand, Captain America plays a role of an extreme kind of view of how people look at things. He's the consistent positive person.
That's why you need to kill him.
No, that's why you don't kill him because he plays that kind of role.
I think
in
the
it.
film would have been better if they would have killed somebody off.
Yeah, they should have killed.
They
But
should
then they would have
killed
killed off
somebody
Hawkeye or
off.
someone like that who doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
like-
Well, I
they
thought
totally
that's
would.
what was going to happen with War Machine, for instance. I thought that's what was going to happen, and I was sort of shocked that.
Then he got all, you know.
Yeah, you got all
That was really.
You got all
handicap. It was
Joe
just kind of
Swanson.
stupid. But I will say that I did love Spider-Man. I love the kid that's playing him. Everything about him. To me, he is Spider-Man. Tom Holland is Spider-Man. Loved everything about him. But I did not feel that there was a need to have Spider-Man in this film. Again, another pushed-in kind of character. Just again because of the
panic
panic.
move.
It was a panic move to put him in there. And I think Marvel had been fighting for a while to get the rights to Spider-Man, and I think they could have done a better job of bringing him into everything. I didn't feel that they needed to just kind of smash him in there.
Well, you didn't need to really say much about him. I think that what they wanted to do is they also wanted to establish right away this relationship between him and Tony Stark.
Because that's what they're going to use for the Spider-Man for Homecoming.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the post-credit scenes, they were great. But there was
I did like
one that did not make it. Have you seen this online?
No.
It is a post-credit scene of Thor's world. All of Thor's people are fighting another army, and you see Bruce Banner running through the woods.
Well, he's going to be in the.
He's
and
gonna be in the-
he hulks up in the woods, and you just see the woods explode, and both armies go flying, and that's how the credit scene ends. So the Thor Rancor movie,
Ragnarok.
whatever, Ragnarok, whatever.
You're thinking about Star Wars, right?
Oh, sorry. It's the thing where you put the thing and they fall down. Anyway, that movie looks good. It's gonna be. I don't like Thor movies, but add Hulk, you might get my attention.
They have a lot of good people in that movie. A lot of good people.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that one comes out. Yeah, I mean, in this movie, there were a couple mentions to Thor and to Incredible Hulk. I kind of felt like I was expecting more from Thunderbolt Ross. From that character, didn't really do much besides being like the talking head of what the government was trying to do to the Avengers. But yeah, I mean, to me, this film is you could see it in the theater if you want to. I would wait till it comes out on DVD. Just watch it at home. And then the big airport scene. Like I was like, oh, everyone says this is amazing. Yeah, no,
What was wrong with the airport scene?
it wasn't anything great. I think there was so much more. I think there was so much more they could have done. The giant man thing was cool, but you saw that coming because
Well,
if you know the character, you know that's
And
what
they put it in the preview. Why put it in the preview?
didn't
That
put
could have
the
been a
giant
cool.
thing in the
Yes, it
preview.
They
was.
didn't. No, they didn't put the giant man in
Until
after the movie came out.
I
Then they
felt
did
like
that.
the week before I saw the giant man thing because I
No,
knew
no.
it was coming when
They
I watched
didn't want
the
to
movie.
waste it.
No.
What I read,
Yeah,
they didn't want to waste it.
Yeah, they waited till after the movie came out before.
Still
they put it
bullshit.
I thought it was great. I mean, I don't know what you want. I mean, it was a great fight. Everybody
I
got
want-
like good screen time in that airport.
I want
scene.
Winter Soldier, but better. Winter Soldier is still, in my opinion, the greatest Marvel movie they have put out so far.
I agree with that.
Yeah, well, he's
Winter
a-
Soldier's
it's a
still
very
my
good- it's a
favorite.
very good movie.
Yeah. Anyways,
So we look
so what's your recommendation? See it or wait?
Oh, I'd see it in the theater. I really liked it in the theater. I like the experience of movies like that in the theater. I really
Okay.
do.
I am a superhero fan, so I would say see it in the theater. But, no.
All right, guys. We'll
What's
be back.
yours? What's yours? You didn't say yours.
I said wait till it comes out on video.
All right, well, Blu-ray it is.
Yeah, Blu-ray it is. I just say wait. All right, guys. That's a review of Civil War. We'll be back in a bit.
Circus, Afro circus, Afro circus, Afro polka dot, Afro.
And that brings us to another week of crazy stories of the week, where we scour the internet for amazing stories to tell you about and discuss. And we will also do our Facebook post of the week as well. All right, buddy, what's going on?
Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to start with one. We always usually do a round robin on this, so I'm going to start with the first one that I found, which I thought this was hilarious. Title of the article is "Shocker: Bundy brothers discover that jail inmates do not have fewer freedoms." So the idea of the story is that
Well, tell him what the situation is.
Frank,
Okay,
I'm going to
tell him.
just pass this over to you because you know the situation of the story, and then I'm going to tell you about the story.
The Jersey
Well,
Shore.
basically, this kind of transpires from an event that happened for about 6 weeks, where a lot of not constitutionalists, what do you call it? Like sovereign citizens decided to take over a ranch up in what was it, Oregon?
Oregon.
And so the whole thing was that they wanted to basically start their own community, and their dislike of the current government as it is. So a lot of people love their guns. They were notable for asking for help from other people to start like their new country or their new revolution, and so people responded quite honestly. I mean, they responded very, very well by sending them a whole bunch of dildos. And so what happened was they ended up producing a video, which I don't even know why they even still had power at this point. But they produced a video that said, "Hey, stop sending us dildos." And pretty much what had happened here was that they took over this whole ranch. I think it was a nature preserve. And in doing so, they just kind of held up for 6 weeks, and the Fed just kind of waited them out, and they got tired, they got bored, and one of them ended up getting killed on a
Using the
That's
dildo.
right, that's
Using
right.
the dildo.
And so, they said they wanted to die for their freedom, and unfortunately, one of them did. And once that happened, everything just fell through.
I didn't mean it, man.
So fast forward to now.
So here's the story,
Go ahead.
right? So they're in jail now. So the guys,
Right.
the Eamon and Ryan Bundy are in jail right now in Multnomah County, right? So this title goes is that they want their constitutional rights, including the Second Amendment, to be recognized in jail and are considering suing the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office to get them.
Yeah, good luck with that.
They said that their constitutional rights are being infringed upon because they are not free to assemble, nor are they free to practice their Mormon religion.
They're Mormons?
Absolutely, yes.
I didn't even know this.
I saw the Broadway show. They do not act like that.
They were going door to door.
Asa dinga minga.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, or maybe I'm losing something here. I thought that they just don't get much rights when they're
No, when you're
yeah.
in prison, you forfeit, if I'm correct,
You
have
forfeit all your rights.
Your rights.
You have not all your rights. You do have certain unalienable rights.
Right.
But the Second Amendment is not an inalienable
No,
right.
absolutely not. I mean, that's why there's no guns in prisons. It's kind of frowned upon.
Like masturbating on an airplane.
You're supposed to do it in the bathroom, Clay.
That's why they got upset.
All right, buddy. Next
Turn
story.
the air up.
Okay, the next story we're going to is going to be titled "You Won't Believe the State." Each state's Google's more. I'm sorry. You won't believe the questions.
Are you okay?
Start over. You won't
Buddy just had a
believe-
stroke.
You won't believe the questions. Each state Googles more than any other state.
Hold on. I bet you the South is really into
amazing.
porn.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's not. Believe
Like
it or not.
Asian tentacle porn.
Okay, so here we go. So let's go with Texas first of all. Do you guys? What do you think is one of the most popular questions?
Porn.
Is Obama a Muslim?
Yeah.
No, actually.
Whoa.
One of
I
them-
know he's not.
One of them is, where is heaven? Next one, where is the internet? Another one, which Pokemon are you?
I'm reading one here that says, "Am I a lesbian?"
Which Pokemon are you? That's easy. I'm Raichu.
I'm Lucario.
I always thought you to be a Blastoise.
I'm glad you didn't say Squirtle.
Somebody pick a state and I'll tell them what it is.
I want to know what Arkansas is. Is it how to get rid of your cousin?
No, ironically enough,
Clingy cousins.
is Obama a Muslim? That's
There
what.
you
That was a good one. Anybody? Okay, who's next one? Pick a state.
I will do Mississippi.
Mississippi is who killed Tupac.
Wow.
Come on, Frank. Pick a
Okay, my
state.
turn. Well, let me go to my second home in Ohio.
Ohio will be what is satire? That's the way. So I think
Lame.
Ray has something for us as well.
All right. So this is probably be the best thing you will hear about all day. So Game of Thrones now has its own porn parody.
Wow.
What's it called? Game of Dongs?
So the wonderful entertainment company Brazzers
Thank you, Game Grumps.
has their own adult film studio. They have released the epic 4-part Game of Thrones porn parody called Storm of Kings XXX. So
That's one X too many.
So the crazy thing about this is that I guess for every 10 minutes of each 35 to 40-minute episode, it contains absolutely no sex, but a lot of drama, crying, and sword fighting with real swords.
All the parts you want to fast forward
I know what
through.
part I'll be.
So
Advance the bar.
So this whole series actually cost about $100,000 to shoot, which the normal porno costs anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 to shoot. That's a normal Brazzers porno budget.
You know what I love about this? Someone had to make phone calls and get research on all this. Amazing.
And there's a CGI dragon. That's the crazy thing about this.
Oh my God.
So, but keep in mind, guys, an actual episode of Game of Thrones costs about $10 million per episode, so this won't be as realistic.
Hold the cock. Hold the cock.
Hold door. Hold door.
Do you think that Bridget the Midget plays Tyrion?
Wow.
Oh.
I didn't even think about that. Good point,
I like
Clay.
how we all know who she is.
Exactly. Of course we know who she is.
Bridget, if you could hear us, you're welcome to the show at any time.
Oh my God.
We have a stool for you.
Yeah, we can't do that without Sean, though. Sean will cry if we brought in Bridget the Midget and he wasn't here. Because Sean has a thing for midgets.
And he's still employed by us, by the way.
Sean's out on assignment right now.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
So when are we getting it?
Soon.
Okay.
Petty cash is low, but the producer can pick it up and we can watch it here at the studio
Perfect.
on our big screens.
Yeah.
Don't look
Our
at me.
last
We'll even
show.
show everybody on the outside too.
Anyways, all right, that leads me to our Facebook post of the week. So let's see. On May 23rd, 6:42 p.m., I put up a post that said, "Raise your hand if you're going to be a dad." It was the image of Kawhi Leonard holding up the oven mitt that didn't fit his hand. So congrats to Kawhi, who will be welcoming his first child, which is a little girl, in July.
Sounds like the oven mitt was the only thing that didn't fit.
Yeah, the condom didn't fit either. Yeah, so I kind of knew about this. I've known about this for a while.
Because you're in the bushes going,
Yeah, I actually did know about it, but I didn't say anything because I wanted somebody legit to say,
You didn't want to
"Hey,
hurt
this
his
is
feelings?
happening."
Still working for that TV spot, aren't you?
I didn't want to say anything until somebody said it. So the Express News came out and said, "Hey, this was happening." So I went ahead and put the post up. But the reason why I have it as our crazy post of the week was the reaction by people. Some people were like, well, basically women were like, "Laugh my ass off. It's a sad day for all of us. I was going to marry him. Shake my head."
Wow.
And then one lady actually started attacking his girlfriend, baby mama. She was like, "We all were, but don't worry, she's not even that pretty."
Oh,
Are these the same women that came
Yes.
after the dude a couple weeks ago?
No. These are actually different people. I think these are different people. But then people started attacking her, so that was pretty entertaining as well. Or people actually took the picture of his girlfriend and started photoshopping their face on her to make it look like it was her. And the thing that made me laugh too is a lot of people were tagging friends in it and saying, "You didn't tell me you were pregnant." So I thought it was very entertaining. So if you have a chance, take a look at all the comments that are on that post. Because they are pretty freaking hilarious. And then, of course, I do got to give a shout out to all those people that were just saying congratulations to Kawhi, because, of course, we are Spurs family and we are happy that he will be having a little one.
Any voicemails? Anything funny on the voicemails?
No voicemails were down, but I haven't really put up the number telling people to call in, so I wasn't expecting any voicemails.
We need time to mourn. It's
Yeah,
been
we
a
do.
really,
It's-
really rough month.
yeah, I'm still can't get over that.
Spurs
they're
in the
not here.
city is in holding, in memoriam,
in holding.
as the accordion sits still on the shelf.
Well, it's a good thing nobody listens to that. So
Poor Sean. Is he okay? He's been hitting
no,
this
nobody
month
cares
hard.
about
yeah.
Sean either.
Oh.
Anyways, that brings us to the end of the Go Spurs Go Memes podcast. Thank you guys for spending another night with me. Frank, Buddy, Clay, a pleasure as always. We'll be back next week with episode number 40. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. This podcast can be heard on iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, and of course now on Google Music. Appreciate the support again. Happy anniversary to us, 2-year anniversary. If you'd like to leave us a message on voicemail, you can reach us at 848-GO-SPURS. That's 848-467-7877. Thanks guys for listening. We will talk to you guys next week. And as always, Go Spurs Go.
Wait, talk again.
Hello.
Hi!
What are you doing, you fucking retard? Ah, damn, I think my ears are bleeding.
Did you see him jump? He went,
He went like that.
Like a gopher went up his asshole.
Oh man, did they